best thing, you know, for some of these people to see is to see us take the field.
People around here are asking us to play. Sometimes you have to be, you know, the light for people, and you have to, you know, give them a reason to stand up and give them a reason to be proud.
We're going to give them something where they can maybe put that all behind them for 3 hours and cheer for the Tigers.
The man charged with trying to keep this football team focused is first year at LSU head coach Les Miles. What a way to begin his career in Baton Rouge. And a moment ago, he spoke with Dave Ryan.
It's the first game at LSU for brand new head coach Les Miles. Coach, how did you handle all the efforts surrounding Hurricane Katrina in your community this week to get your team ready?
Well, we had a lot of support. A lot of people came out of the community to surround not only our team, but the efforts of securing, you know, refugees from New Orleans into our city. We handled it honestly. No recipe for that. You know, there was some personal issues we had to deal with. But every day for about 2 hours, we stepped across the white lines, and our kids prepared really well. So I think we're ready to play.
With so much time before the season opener, how do you feel your team will respond?
Oh, they're pent up. They're looking forward to playing the game.
What was behind not naming a starter officially, Jamarcus Russell or Matt Flynn as the quarterback?
Well, we have two really good quarterbacks, and they competed right to the bitter end. Jamarcus Russell will be our starter.
Thanks for your time.
Okay, see you.
Sean, let's go back to you.
This game will not be played in Baton Rouge, but plenty of Tiger fans, students, and faculty have gathered inside Tiger Stadium to watch the game together on a big screen. They've been waiting for this moment for quite a while. And this is officially a home game in Sun Devil Stadium for LSU, and the locals are doing their part to make the folks from Louisiana feel at home. The Sun Devils take the field. They're 1-0 this year. They handled Tempe here a week ago Thursday with ease, 63-16. And the LSU Tigers making their way onto the field in their home white jerseys. They will officially be the home team on the scoreboard. That's why they're listed on the bottom as they get ready to face Arizona State. And welcome back to Tempe. Sean McDonough pleased to be joined by Mike Gottfried. And Mike, it's an emotional time for the LSU football program, but tonight they start to focus on football, and they have a terrific team. A lot of folks think they are a national championship contender.
Sean, a talent-laden team led by Jamarcus Russell at quarterback. Now, Arizona State is going to say to Jamarcus Russell, you have to beat us throwing the football, because they're going to load up on the run. Jamarcus Russell, I think, is going to be a very solid quarterback.
It's an Arizona State team with high expectations as well. They were 9-3 last year. A lot of their key players are back, including Derek Hagan, who caught 83 balls in this prolific passing attack a year ago.
He's got to get some big catches tonight. He's going to be going against two young cornerbacks, Ronnie Prude, Chevis Jackson for LSU. So he has to get free for the big play.
And as you might expect, here in the Valley of the Sun, the weather is an issue. 95 degrees. But as they like to say, Mike, it's a dry heat. And it's out in that heat where we find Dave Ryan.
All right, Sean, thanks so much. We spoke yesterday with several LSU Tiger players who said they've never been this pumped up to play a college football game in their entire life, and that's exactly what concerns Arizona State so much. Defensive tackle Jordan Hill told us yesterday his coaches are very worried about the first 10 minutes of this game. They've got to weather the storm. The coaches made a simple formula for their players. It's a 200-play game, 75 plays on offense, 75 on defense, 50 on special teams. If they can survive those, they feel they can play with LSU tonight.
They only started selling tickets for this game on Monday. They had a week to try to sell out the stadium. As of earlier this afternoon, they had about 7,000 tickets left. Dirk Putter is the head coach at Arizona State in his 5th season, trying to make it consecutive winning seasons for the first time in his tenure. And Les Miles, after 4 years at Oklahoma State, takes over for Nick Saban, who was very successful at LSU, including a national championship in 2003. A lot of pressure on Miles as he inherits an excellent team. LSU won the toss and deferred, so Arizona State received the kickoff from Chris Jackson and Terry Richardson decided not to run it out of the end zone. Sam Keller is the starting quarterback, making his 3rd career start. He's a junior from Danville, California, a backup in recent years to Andrew Walter, who has gone on now to the NFL, a 3rd-round pick of the Oakland Raiders. Walter threw 85 touchdown passes in his career, setting the Pac-10 record previously held by John Elway. Keller 2-0 as the starter. Started their bowl game last year, the Sun Bowl against Purdue, and led them to a dramatic victory, and then engineered the easy win against Tempe this season. He's going into traffic, and it is caught by the tight end, Zach Miller. Looked like there was great coverage on the play, and somehow Keller managed to feed it through to Miller for a 19-yard gain out to the 39. The Arizona State offense, Burgess is really a wide receiver playing tailback. They use Burgraff as an H-back, and excellent receivers. And it's a veteran offensive line as well, anchored in the middle by Grayling Love, who was an all Pac-10 tackle last year. Keller to throw on 1st and long, and it is completed. Derek Hagan the catch. He needs 4 more now to pass John Jefferson and become their all-time leading receiver. The LSU front 4, arguably the best in the country. Bo Pelini, their defensive coordinator, thinks the tackles are the best duo in the country. Cameron Vaughn moves from outside linebacker to middle linebacker this year. Spadoni, a converted offensive player. Brand new corners in Prude and Jackson, the veteran safeties Daniel and Landry. Landry's been their leading tackler each of the last 2 years. On 2nd down, bumped off short for Rudy Burgess, and he's out to the 46, about 4 yards short of the 1st down. Kyle Williams, the outstanding defensive tackle, made the play.
The big question for Arizona State is, will they be able to run on LSU? We know they can pass. They want to throw the football, but they have to have balance against this defense.
They ran for 300 yards against Tempe, but it's an Arizona State team that in the last 3 years hasn't averaged more than 118 yards rushing per game for a season. They make their hay, as Coach Cutter says, in the passing game, and there's a terrific tackle along the near sideline. Moe Mutz made the catch, and he was dragged down immediately by Ronnie Prude to stop Dirk Cutter's receiver short of the 1st down. They were 5th in the nation and led the Pac-10 in passing yards. And you got the sense, talking to Coach Cutter, he said, yeah, we'd like to run, but if we can't, we'll just make hay in the passing game.
Yeah, he said if we have to, we'll throw every play. We believe in our passing game.
Chris Mcdonald, the punter, he's a good punter, but they had lots of problems in punt coverage last year. And they don't have to cover that one. It goes out of bounds at the 3-yard line. 48-yard punt to the 3-yard line by Chris Mcdonald. Former walk-on, now on scholarship. Jamarcus Russell, now the starting quarterback for LSU, and that was up in the air until at least yesterday. We did not hear officially from Les Miles till today that Jamarcus Russell would be the quarterback.
I've seen him in high school in Mobile. He's played for 4 years in high school. He played last year. He fought off Marcus Randall in a battle.
I formation. That's been the history of Coach Miles. Might be one wrinkle he'll bring to LSU, a little more I formation. Miles spent a long time in Michigan. The LSU offense. The backs and receivers, they're without their leading rusher from a year ago, Ali Broussard, out for the year with a knee injury, but they think Adai is special. And the offensive line led by Andrew Whitworth at tackle, making his 40th consecutive start. And a brilliant, literally so, Neiswanger at center has already graduated from LSU with a perfect 4.0 GPA. Out to the far side, caught by Skylar Green. It was Craig Davis, actually, who made the catch. And the Arizona State defense, the big question is up front. They have 2 starters who are out tonight. So Kofe and Talbot have moved in to join Hill and Garley. Dale Robinson is their leading playmaker. Jamar Williams, the quarterback of the defense. James, a new starter. And in the secondary, Golden and Walter White. London and Cadnice. 3rd down and 3 for LSU. Receiver open and the ball dropped. Early Doucette, the sophomore from St. Martinville, Louisiana, would have had the first down had he been able to hang on, but he could not. 3 downs and a punt for LSU.
If you're Les Miles, you're happy about this series. You're not happy about the drop ball, but Jamarcus Russell really took very good care of the football in the first series. Threw the ball well.
Chris Jackson to punt. He doubles as the starting third baseman on the LSU baseball team. Hit .305 last season. It's a fake. How about this start to his coaching career at LSU for Les Miles? Jackson completes a pass for a first down. A 12-yard gain as he found Ronnie Prude out of the 22-yard line.
Arizona State going to come after the punt. Nobody on Ronnie Prude. Now, a lot of times you'll go in with the punt, Sean, and you'll have it on where the punter can actually throw the ball out to the gunner if he's not covered. They did not cover the gunner.
That takes a lot of guts.
Well, it's on. It's wide open.
Here's Chiron Carey, former wide receiver. He's already graduated from LSU. Did that in August. Dale Robinson, another tackle.
Chiron Carey's 5'6", so they're going to have trouble finding him behind that big offensive line, that big fullback. And that shows you the depth of LSU at tailback. They lose Ali Broussard to an injury. They have Joseph Adai, Justin Vincent, Chiron Carey, 3 deep.
Broussard injured his knee in a scrimmage in mid-August and will miss the entire season. He was their leading rusher, a bigger, more powerful back. 10th play of the drive. It started right on their goal line. Carey getting a workout. He might be diminutive, but he showed some power there as he ran over a couple of Sun Devils. Zach Cadnice, the safety, called upon to make the play, but it's a first down at the 46-yard line of Arizona State.
You talked about it. If there's a weakness in this Arizona State defense, it's the front. Now, Jordan Hill's a great player, but you're without 2 starters. You're facing a big offensive line of LSU. They're going to wear on you for 4 quarters.
Arizona State without Kyle Caldwell, the defensive end. He has a quad contusion. He was one of 24 preseason candidates for the Ted Hendricks Award as the best defensive end in the country. Play action pass, and the ball is caught by Craig Davis, his 4th catch. They didn't think he caught it on the Arizona State sideline. They're hollering at the officials. 17-yard gain. Josh Golden had the coverage.
Good crossing route by Craig Davis. They brought motion, Benny Brazil in motion. Jamarcus Russell leads Craig Davis just right. LSU showing that depth at tailback. Justin Vincent. Les Miles said he's going to have a great year. He's had a great camp.
He was their main man in '03 when they won the SEC championship. He rushed for 201 yards against Georgia, and then he was their leading rusher with 117 in the national title win against Oklahoma. You saw Les Miles smiling with good reason. His team in its first game sharp here in the first quarter and on the verge perhaps of the first score of the football game. We're back in Tempe, Arizona. Reason to cheer for the LSU cheerleaders. An impressive drive. This is the 15th play of this march. They've had the ball for more than 8 minutes. 3 receivers to the right. Justin Vincent, nice cutback. He was supplanted last year by Ali Broussard. Vincent had some fumbling problems that didn't help his cause. And he had dropped out of the picture a little bit to the point where there were a lot of rumors around Baton Rouge he might transfer out of the Tiger program. But he has stayed, wants to be a part of what he believes could be a special season again.
Yeah, you have so much depth. Sometimes guys think, hey, I can't get on the field, and they don't want to be patient. We saw DJ Shockley last week, Georgia, a guy that waited for his chance. Justin Vincent waiting for his opportunity again.
LSU dominating. There is no score. They're at the 9-yard line. 2nd and a long 2. Vincent, a hit by Robinson. He has been the standout for Arizona State so far, as they're giving up chunks of yardage, but it's not Robinson's fault. He was honorable mention all Pac-10 last year.
Robinson right here, number 44, as Dirk Cutter said, he just shows up where the football's at. Bill Miller, the defensive coordinator, said we have to have a big game out of him.
They're getting it. And the rest of the cast is going to have to pick it up a little bit defensively for the Sun Devils. 3rd down and 2. Vincent following the fullback Stelz. Looks like they're going to mark him down just short of that yellow line, which means he did not get the first down. And we'll give you one guess as to who made the tackle. Dale Robinson.
Robinson again on the play. I think Les Miles is going to go for this 4th down situation. You're on the road, get the touchdown.
From an LSU fan judging the new guy, I like what I've seen from my coach so far. 4th and inches. And looks like the far official is going to spot it as a first down. The near official has his foot right on the yellow line too. And it looks to be a first down by the nose of the football on the 19th play of the drive, which has consumed over 10.5 minutes now.
Jamarcus Russell in the quarterback sneak. He's 252 pounds, but he got help from Joseph Badai, number 10, the running back who hit him in the back and moved him forward.
1st and goal from the 6 for LSU. Drive started at their own line. Russell had the ball slip out as Mike Talbot was pressuring him, and after all that, the Tigers turn it over. Jordan Hill recovered the fumble as the ball slipped out of the hands of Jamarcus Russell.
Exactly what you said, Sean. Jamarcus Russell had a wide open receiver, and the ball slipped out of his hands with Mike Talbot pressuring him.
12 minutes and 58 seconds, 19 plays, they get nothing. Les Miles thought his arm was going forward. It apparently is not going to be reviewed. Arizona State takes over at its own 19. A well-rested offense. Sam Keller throws underneath for Derek Hagan, and Cameron Vaughn, the middle linebacker, has moved inside from the outside with a nice tackle. Coaches said Vaughn handled that middle linebacker role very well in the preseason.
Vaughn's a very good middle linebacker. Derek Hagan did a great job of coming back for that ball. He's one of the best receivers in the country, 6'3", 202. Dirk Cutter said he's very durable, never missed a game, never has missed a practice.
30 straight games with a reception. Coming into tonight's action, now has 31 games in a row. On the draw, Rudy Burgess has the first down, and a late flag thrown in where he was tackled at the 30-yard line. Taken down by Chevis Jackson after a 7-yard gain. Well, where that flag was thrown, you had to think it would be a face mask. It was thrown right in where Burgess was brought down. You mentioned those 2 plays, one against Auburn, one against Iowa, that could have changed their season last year. Prude was involved in both of them. Derek Hagan, the intended receiver, the ball batted down by LaRon Landry. Not only is that the catch of the year, that might stand as the catch of the year all season long. My goodness, Keller zings one, broken up by Prude, and a flag thrown. Apparently Prude was there early on Derek Hagan.
A lot of talking by the corners and defensive backs with Derek Hagan. Now, Derek Hagan, we talked about him. He is so skillful, and he's so strong as a receiver. Ronnie Prude, who's been thrown on here by Arizona State, trying him out early in this football game.
Pass interference. Number 8 on the defense. 15-yard penalty. Automatic first down.
LSU lost both their starting corners, Corey Webster and Travis Daniels, from last season. Both were NFL draft picks.
You talk about that drive where LSU took the ball all the way down the field and then fumbled. Now the momentum is with Arizona State.
And a timeout has been called by LSU, trying to gather itself on defense.
.10:34 to go in the first half. Sun Devil Stadium, Arizona State and LSU. Dave Ryan up here in the press box, joined by Sean O'Keefe, the chancellor of LSU. So instrumental in making sure this game got played and moved to Tempe. Why at first was LSU so insistent upon playing the game at Tiger Stadium?
Well, this is our home opener, as it turned out, because we had to postpone the North Texas game, so we were looking forward to hosting the Arizona State University team in Baton Rouge. And unfortunately, with the med evacuation activities going on and the compression on the hotels, the better part of valor was to take up ASU on their offer to be hosts here.
Sean, let's let you take this play.
All right, thank you. It's 1st and 10, Dave, from the 25 for Arizona State, and Rudy Burgess stopped by Kyle Williams. Dave?
Chancellor, Arizona State sent out 4 representatives earlier this week to see how things were going in Baton Rouge with the recovery. What concerns did they have with you?
Oh, I think by and large we were going to work our way through it. The issue primarily was that having a lot of transportation and traffic congestion around the same area where a lot of the medical evacuation units were still stationed was not considered to be the smartest thing. Plus the fact that we had a lot of hotel rooms in the area that were committed that unfortunately weren't going to be made available for fans around here.
2nd and 10. Keller going for the end zone. It is caught for a touchdown by Jamal Lewis.
Thought that was going to go the other way.
25 yards on the completion to Lewis. And Jesse Ainsworth on for the extra point. He was 9 for 9 in PATs in their rout of Temple. Chad Christensen, the holder, and that one is right through the middle. So LSU had everything going its way. A very impressive drive of nearly 13 minutes ends in a fumble, converted into 7 points by Arizona State. Sam Keller, one of the differences between he and Andrew Walter, the previous quarterback at ASU, evidenced there. Sam is, by his own admission, very fiery and emotional, very confident, while Andrew Walter was much more calm and stoic. But they talked about in the Sun Bowl last year, he was looking to the sidelines, was Keller, for the play on 3rd down and 1. They signaled a deep pass, and he was excited about it, and he pumped his fist toward the sideline. Coach Cutter called him over after that play and said, might think that that gives that away to the defense, that the quarterback's pumping his fist after he signaled the play. It might be a pass.
I think at that time he probably didn't care if he told him he was going to throw the ball.
Let's go back to Dave Ryan with Chancellor O'Keefe.
All right, with Chancellor O'Keefe again, Sean, thank you. What logistical challenge did your school face once it was determined the game would be played here in Tempe?
The Arizona State University had to come up with, I think, an awful lot of the effort to arrange transportation, the hotel rooms, all the efforts there. Plus, by the way, nearly sell out a 74,000-seat stadium. And they've done an amazing job. I'm eternally grateful to Michael Crow for all that, president of Arizona State here.
Chancellor, thanks so much for your time tonight.
Thank you.
Sean O'Keefe. Sean, let's go back to you.
Said you should not play a football game there right now. They did the right thing. Joseph Adai turns the corner, and it looks like he has a first down out at the 31-yard line. This was to be the first game of a home-and-home series, with LSU scheduled to come here in 2008.
September 24th, Tennessee. Tennessee's got to play Florida, and then LSU back-to-back on the road. Got Florida at home, Auburn at home.
First and 10 from the 30-yard line. And Russell ran into trouble in the name of Mike Talbot. Not sure what that play was supposed to be, but it looked doomed from the start. Jordan Hill also in on the stop for Arizona State.
Bill Miller, the defensive coordinator, said we have to handle the onslaught. Now they handled the long drive and then the fumble by Jamarcus Russell. Now their defense has a little more confidence.
Ball back at the 26-yard line. 2nd down and 14. All day to throw for Jamarcus Russell. Another receiver wide open. Xavier Carter tackled by Zach Cadnese, but it's a 1st down out of the 43-yard line on the catch by Carter, a track All-American last year as a freshman at LSU. He was the NCAA runner-up in the 200 meters.
That's zone coverage, Sean, where you, as a receiver, you find the opening on the post route, the in route, and Jamarcus Russell with a lot of time. His offensive line gave him a lot of time to sit back there and find that throw.
A lot of time to throw again. He's looking deep again. He has a man again, and Carter dropped it. Xavier Carter was wide open, and with his speed, he was likely heading for the end zone, and he dropped the ball.
Sean, Xavier Carter has talked about it. I don't like to be referred to as a track athlete playing football. I'm a football player. Now he was wide open. You can't throw it any better than Jamarcus Russell threw it there. And no pressure again. Last week against Tempe, Arizona State did not get a sack. No pressure on the quarterback of LSU so far.
Mentioned playing without Kyle Caldwell. They're also playing without Dwayne Hollyfield in that defensive line. He would have been a starter. He's out for academic reasons. Adai, the ball carrier, looked like a face mask on Dale Robinson. Adai tackled about 2 yards short of the 1st down, but with the penalty yardage, it'll be another 1st down for LSU.
And Arizona State has won 8 straight here at home. They believe they can win here.
Eric Hagan has said he believes they can have an undefeated season. They have USC on their schedule as well. That game will be here at Sun Devil Stadium. Dumped off short for a die, and he's spun down immediately by Dale Robinson. He continues all over the field. Mike Davis Jr., the son of the former Oakland Raider, also in on the stop.
Now, Robinson's the kind of guy plays sideline to sideline, a playmaker, makes things happen.
Coach Cutter said yesterday Robinson always shows up with the ball. Sometimes he does the wrong thing to get there, but he does have an uncanny knack of getting to the ball.
As long as he gets to the football, you'll let him get there the wrong way.
Midway through the 2nd quarter, 7-0 Arizona State. LSU on the move again. A dive bouncing outside. 1st down. Down to the 30-yard line. Another tackle for the safety, Zach Cadnese, who was a junior college All-American last year at Shasta College. Mike Davis also in on the stop. 12-yard gain. Les Miles and Dirk Cutter don't know each other, but they have an interesting shared history. Prior to Les Miles being named the head coach at Oklahoma State, they offered the job, did the Cowboys, to Dirk Cutter, and he accepted it for about 24 hours, but then when ASU came along, he backed out and came here to Tempe instead. Carey reversing his field, looking for a block from the quarterback, and he got it to get a 1-yard gain. Mike Davis chased him out. Let's get another wild game reminiscent of the Texas win over Michigan in the Rose Bowl. They've been back and forth all afternoon and evening. They decided on the last second field goal. Russell threw it away. He was under pressure with 2 defenders in his face, including Robert James, the outside linebacker.
Dirk Cutter wants a call here. He wants the penalty. Not happy with that call.
11th play of the drive for LSU. 3rd down and 9 at the 29-yard line of Arizona State. The Devils bring a blitz. Russell rolls away from it. Has a man, and it is caught at the 1-yard line. Caught by Benny Brazil. His down at the 1. He bounced into the end zone, but they'll mark it at the 1. Josh Golden had the coverage. 28 on the play for LSU, set up by the elusiveness of Russell.
And if you're Bill Miller, the defensive coordinator, you're in the right defense. You got to bring him down right there. Jamarcus Russell, you talked about his athletic ability. That was strictly on his ability to get spin, get out, find Brazil.
Kellen Mills, an outside rusher there. Lost contain, and Russell able to get outside. 1st and goal from inside the 1. There's a dive. Touchdown, LSU. And back on the campus in Baton Rouge, they celebrate the first score of the season for the Tigers. Joseph Adai, the senior from Houston, Texas. Their 2nd leading rusher behind Ali Broussard last year, and their number 3 receiver. Colt David on to try the extra point. LSU missed 8 extra points last year. And that one didn't have much room inside the right upright. 12-play drive, 80 yards, 3 minutes and 35 seconds, capped by the run by Adai. We're tied at 7. Sean McDonough with Mike Gottfried and Dave Ryan. LSU has scored on a run by Joseph Adai. Tie the game at 7. 6:15 to go in the first half. Chris Jackson kicks off. And it will not be returned as it landed about 8 yards deep in the end zone.
Couldn't tell.
Keller on 3rd down, caught. 1st down and more. Terry Richardson, a tough run after the catch. LaRon Landry made the tackle, but not until Richardson got to the 40 and a 19-yard gain. So many of these LSU players dramatically impacted, their families uprooted. Fortunately, nobody on the LSU football team lost an immediate family member. Here's a deep throw and a catch. Matt Miller deep inside Tiger territory at the 16-yard line. He beat Ronnie Prude, who's had an up and down first half for LSU. A 44-yard gain on the pass play to the senior from Mesa, Arizona, Matt Miller.
And Sam Keller shows you he can throw the deep ball. Ronnie Prude inside on zone coverage, but he just got too much of a cushion on Matt Miller.
Big play by Miller. He made them last year. Averaged 25 yards per catch last year in his 13 catches. When they throw it to him, it's usually deep. Little swing pass for Rudy Burgess. He's inside the 10. Down at the 9. Tackled by Tyson Jackson, a freshman. 7 yards on the gain.
Look at LSU defensively late getting out of the huddle. All of a sudden, Ronnie Prude got caught inside, too far inside on Matt Miller.
Arizona State on the move, trying to reclaim the lead. 7-7 game, 4:45 to go in the half. 2nd and 3 from the LSU 9. Burgess straight ahead and close to the first down. Cameron Vaughn made the tackle.
What Burgess gives you at the tailback position, you talked about him being a receiver that has moved to tailback. He has a weapon down here in the goal line and all over the field as a pass receiver out of the backfield with great hands.
Mark the ball back on the 9, so no gain on that play. And 3rd down and 3. They're 2 for 4 on 3rd down. Short drop by Keller. He's in trouble and got it off. Incomplete. Matt Miller tried to make an acrobatic catch, and Keller's lucky he got away with that throw. Kyle Williams is right in his face. Chevis Jackson had coverage, and the field goal unit comes in for ASU.
I'm impressed with Kyle Williams now. He's one of the best defensive tackles I've seen. Arizona State compared him to Sean Cody and Patterson last year for USC. It's pretty high cotton.
Jesse Ainsworth trying a 26-yard field goal from the right hash mark. His first field goal attempt of the year is right down the middle. And Arizona State has the lead. Very interesting first half for Les Miles as head coach at LSU. And his team trots off down 10-7 to Coach Cutter's Sun Devils. Here's Dave Ryan.
Coach Cutter, you told us yesterday how critical the first 10 minutes would be for your team to withstand the rush from LSU. How do you feel they responded?
Well, I think we were able to match their emotion. You know, the crowd got in and helped us out. We just got to play better on third down. If we can play better on third down, we got a chance.
They had such a long drive between the first and second quarter, yet came up empty when your defense made that big play. How important was that?
It was real important. You know what? It doesn't matter how long the drives are if they don't get points.
What's your message to your team now at halftime?
Keep competing. Keep competing.
Thanks. Sean?
All right, Rhino. Wonder what he's going to say for the other 19:50 of halftime. Coming up on the Pontiac Performance Halftime Report, here's Reese Davis, Lou Holtz, and Mark May with the day's news. And welcome back to our presentation of ESPN College Football Primetime presented by Polaroid. Just about ready for the start of the second half in Tempe, despite the fact that LSU had the ball for 20 minutes and 34 seconds of the 30 minutes in the first half, and had a advantage in total yardage gained as well.
And had bad field position also, starting from their own 11.
The first two possessions started at their own 3 and their own 1. Only one turnover in the half, but it was a costly fumble at the end of a long drive by Jamarcus Russell. Ainsworth just continues to kick off right through the back of the end zone. So LSU will begin at the 20. There weren't a lot of mistakes in the half, but the mistakes made by LSU were key.
A block in the back when Skylar Green picked up big yardage. Then the big play where Jamarcus Russell, the ball slipped out of his hand. A lot of drop passes in the first half.
Those are some of the reasons why, despite the statistical edge, the Tigers trail 10-7. Russell under center, 10 for 16 in the first half for 125 yards. Joseph Adai ahead to the 23. Here's Dave Ryan.
Thanks so much. Just spoke with Les Miles, head coach of LSU, after his first half of coaching with the Tigers. Now, he said he was basically pleased with his first 30 minutes of play. On offense, he thought, of course, that bad mistake, the turnover by Jamarcus Russell, really hurt his team. Clear up the errors and try to avoid turnovers in the second half certainly will be a huge key. On defense, a lot more pressure on Sam Keller, the quarterback of Arizona State. They need to make a big play, cause a turnover. As for the emotion, such a big story coming off the Hurricane recovery, felt his team is just right, Sean.
All right, Dave, thank you. Here's a dive, first down and much more, running third tackles all the way out to the 42-yard line. Finally, Maurice London, the senior safety from Atlanta, got him down, but that's a 19-yard gain.
You take the first half now, you take the time of possession LSU had. Now they're going back to running the football, try to open up with the run, then roll out Jamarcus Russell. But the run has to win this game for him.
After the 19-yard pickup, 1st and 10. Adai in trouble, got away from Jordan Hill in the backfield. Mike Talbot and Dale Robinson finally did get him on the ground. Robinson credited with 10 tackles in the first half. And picking up right where he left off.
Jordan Hill, a very fine defensive lineman, moved from linebacker, got a tape of different NFL players, Dwight Freeney, to learn how to play the defensive line position, but they say he just plays every play like it's a Super Bowl.
Added about 40 pounds when he made the move from linebacker to down lineman. He's 24 years old, went on a 2-year Mormon mission to Sydney, Australia out of high school. Married to wife Megan. They're expecting a daughter born on Thanksgiving Day. That's the due date. There's another drop pass. Early Doucette's had a couple. Perhaps he's looking up the field a bit too early.
A lot of drops, lack of concentration. First game again. These things happen. Now, not drop balls, but where it can't simulate the crowd and the opponent. Scout teams are good, but the speed of the game changes, the adrenaline, everything's different.
Third and 12. They show blitz. They bring a blitz. And they get him back at the 29-yard line. Robert James credited with the sack. The third of the night for Arizona State.
Sean, I talked about earlier, I thought Jamarcus Russell was really in a comfort zone. Now I think he's starting to question a little bit. He just gets a rush. The fumble, I think, really unnerved him. Not
Patrick
playing
Fisher
with the same
punt.
confidence.
Yeah, it doesn't seem that he is. Terry Richardson back for the punt. He brought one back 45 yards last week against Temple. Booming kick by Fisher. Richardson had to go all the way back to his 11-yard line. And he returned it to the 25. A 58-yard punt, an 8-yard return, and Joseph Adai, their leading rusher, was down there to make the tackle for LSU. On 1st and 10 for Arizona State, a swing pass out to Rudy Burgess. And he gets about 8 out to the 34-yard line. Ronnie Prude chased him out of bounds.
Talked about the lack of a running game. That's a run for Arizona State. Flare the back out. Rudy Burgess throwing the ball. Let him run like it's a toss sweep.
ASU rushed for only 24 yards. All of it by Burgess on 9 carries in the first half. Keller slipped. Looked like he was going to try to execute a play-action fake. I was just about to say, Mike, we have not seen Keegan Herring, the true freshman, who had the big game last week against Temple, and there he is. That was going to be a fake. And Keller fell down.
Keegan Herring is a true freshman. This is not the type of game you want to put him in the first half. Now give him a chance to watch it a little bit and then insert him in the second half.
He had 134 yards rushing against Temple, but Coach Carr said a lot of big holes out there from the run through. Keller's pass caught for a first down. Moe Mutz made the catch. 16-yard gain. His real name is Henry, but he doesn't like it. He said the only time I've ever called Henry is the first day of the semester, and the professor says Henry Mutz. When calling attendance, I say no, it's Moe, and after that it's Moe.
Sean, Moe Mutz, you can run this corner route all night on the LSU's corners because they're playing heavy inside, playing a lot of zone.
They hand it off. Here's Terry Richardson, broke a tackle and got 10 yards near another first down. LaRon Landry, the junior, made the tackle. Looked like Richardson was going to be dropped for a loss behind the line of scrimmage. He broke a couple of tackles. Powerful run by Richardson at 6'1", 185.
Yeah, Chevis Jackson had a chance again to bring him right down there. Didn't do it. You wonder about the heat too, Sean, as this game goes on. The advantage is Arizona State. Now you can say, and I lived in Mobile, it's hot down there, but it's hot out here.
It's very hot.
It's a different
dry heat though, Mike. There's the first carry of this game for the true freshman, Keegan Herring, in a very short game. Kyle Williams, the tackle. A lot of surprises in this early season so far. Zach Miller lost the football. It looks like LSU has it. And the Tigers do at the 40-yard line, I believe. Officials not really signaling. Did Miller get it back? Yes, he did. It must have bounced right in and out of the hands of that LSU defender who went sliding on the ground for it and had it seemingly right in his lap.
Zach Miller, 56 catches last year as a freshman, but is wearing a harness tonight. Shoulder injury.
He had shoulder surgery in the offseason, really held him back. He couldn't lift throughout the offseason. Bo Pelini can't believe they didn't recover that fumble. 1st and 15. Burgess. Outside. Lunging for the pylon. Touchdown.
Pass. All of a sudden, you roll up the field as a defensive lineman. They hit you with a draw, and Rudy Burgess makes them pay.
19-yard run and a great effort at the end.
Determined that the runner was out of bounds at the 1-yard line.
Yep.
The ball will be put at the 1-yard line. First down.
I said the 2.
So it is not a touchdown. It's still 10-7. It'll be 1st and goal at the 1. A great effort by Burgess. Almost rewarded with a touchdown. Instead, it's an 18-yard gain. When is he
right
down?
There.
But did that knee ever touch?
No, the foot was out of bounds.
The foot was out of bounds.
2-yard line. Bring him back another yard. It's not going to happen, right?
No, I don't think so. 1st and goal at the 1. They give it to Burgess, trying to bounce outside, and he can't get out there. LaRon Landry, their outstanding safety, with a big play. First team All-SEC last year as he led the Tigers in tackles for the 2nd straight year.
When you're not a running football team, you're not an overpowering running football team, you may have to throw the ball in.
It's interesting that it's Burgess down to the goal line. Coach Cutter said he's really not an inside power back, more of a scat back, but doesn't have a lot of options there. Lauren Wade would have been their starting tailback, but he is in jail right now facing 1st-degree murder charges. Here's Burgess again, stopped for a loss, back to the 3. Claude Roten, part of that defense that got plenty of surge.
The last thing you want to do against LSU is bring everybody in tight. Here's a two defensive linemen to get a lot of pressure. Claude Roten gets right upfield, makes that tackle, but you need to spread them out down here because they have too much bulk inside.
3rd and goal now. They've gone from the 1 back to the 4, and there's movement again on the right side of the line. That could be a huge replay review in the final analysis, the way this is going for the Sun Devils.
Dead ball. False start. 52 on the offense. 5-yard penalty. Remains 3rd down.
On 3rd and goal from the 9, a very deep drop. They're setting up a screen. Burgess, touchdown! Great call by Cutter, beautifully executed, and they do get the touchdown after all.
A great call. But Sam Keller sold the pass. Derek Hagan was on a crossing route, really caught him in man coverage, hit the screen.
Jesse Ainsworth for the extra point. Make it a 10-point game. Up and good. Kyle Williams almost blocked that. He had great penetration there. Could not bat it down. Burgess denied a touchdown on the replay. Scores in earnest that time. Welcome back to ESPN College Football Primetime, presented by Polaroid. Arizona State with the largest lead of the night. 17-7 as Jesse Ainsworth gets ready to kick off. That's one way to neutralize a great return man like Skylar Green. Kick it 10 yards out of the back of the end zone. 1st and 10 from the 20-yard line. Jamarcus Russell 10 out of 17 passing for 125 yards. Gives it to Joseph Adai with lots of running room. Across the 40 and a late flag thrown as Adai went out of bounds. Chased out by Zach Katniss. 22-yard run. And the flag to sort out. Well, that came right at the end of the run. An illegal block against the Tigers. After the penalty, the ball back at the 32. It is a first down, and there's an incomplete pass over the head of Adai. Senator McCain should be very proud of the people here in his state. So many of the folks doing their part to help the evacuees, particularly as it pertains to this game, and we'll tell you about some of the local efforts after this play. 2nd and 10. Adai again chased out of bounds. Senator McCain mentioned the evacuees of the Veterans Memorial Coliseum in downtown Phoenix. About 500 from the Gulf region being housed there, and they've worked very closely with the officials at the Coliseum to invite those folks to the game here tonight as the guests of ASU. They even arranged transportation back and forth. I mentioned all the proceeds being donated after the cost of staging the game to the relief fund. At halftime was a check presentation for $1 million. More than 75 corporations made contributions toward this effort. The Fiesta Bowl stepped in and paid for all of LSU's travel expenses, so there wouldn't be any costs associated with that. That money instead could go right to the relief funds. And so many others in this Valley of the Sun who have covered themselves in glory. Adai fumbles, and Josh Golden has it back for Arizona State.
Dale Robinson, Sean, made the hit on Joseph Adai. He's been all over this football field. Number 44 with another big play, punches the ball out from Joseph Adai.
They call Robinson manimal, and he has been all over the field tonight.
Whenever there's a turnover, boy, you know that Arizona State could go to Derek Hagan up top.
Set up another reverse. Second time they've run this play. And it's Richardson who took the handoff from Burgess. And he got 8 to the 30-yard line, tackled by Kenneth Hollins.
You know, when you don't have a running game where you're running right at somebody all the time, you use reverses, you use screen passes, you use draws, and underneath throws to control the linebackers. That's what Arizona State has done tonight.
Derek Hagan getting some medical attention on the sideline. It's about the time of the night where you'd think cramps would be an issue. That's what that appears to be. This will likely be the last play of the quarter. Burgess dropped for a loss by Highsmith. Burgess scored the only points, the only touchdown of that third quarter. LSU struggling in its opener under the difficult circumstances away from home. A 10-point lead as we go to the final 15 minutes. Welcome back to ESPN College Football Primetime, presented by Polaroid. We go to the fourth quarter. Arizona State with a 10-point lead and a big 3rd down and 2 at the LSU 30. And the pass incomplete. Looking for Rudy Burgess again. Craig Stelz had the coverage, and the field goal unit comes in.
That was a run for Arizona State. Just a quick pass to try to get the tailback in the flat. They're not a really good running football team. They have to do it with the pass.
Look at the All-State kick chart, the career numbers for Ainsworth. Good from in close, not very good from beyond 40, although we've seen tonight he certainly has a strong enough leg. This is a 47-yard try. And it is deflected at the line of scrimmage. This is going to be a touchdown for Mario Stevenson. What a turn of events. They block the field goal, and Stevenson is off to the races. The senior from Memphis, Tennessee, has LSU right back in the ball game.
Sean, I believe Claude Roten got through to block this punt field goal.
Those are LSU fans here at Sun Devil Stadium, and they're going crazy back in Baton Rouge as well.
Boy, Roten with a big play, and LSU needed something to spark their offense.
Colt David to get them within 3 points. It is good. Roten with the blocked field goal, and then Stevenson plucked it out of midair, and there was no chance to catch him. Mario missed most of last year with a foot injury.
Claude Roten getting pressure. And Sean, I've seen on the extra points that they kicked earlier that they had pressure up inside. So LSU was always getting pressure on the kicks before.
55-yard return by Stevenson. And Chris Jackson will kick off. He gets plenty of that one as well. Thank you, Dave. Keller steps up into the pocket, and it is incomplete. Jamal Lewis was open and got his hands on the pass, but couldn't haul it in. LaRon Landry had the coverage.
Tried to hit Jamal Lewis again on a corner route. LaRon Landry in pretty good shape.
Second and 10. First minute of the fourth quarter. First blocked field goal since the 2003 season for LSU.
Got a pretty good cushion on Hagan over here.
And it's an inside handoff to Burgess. Across the 40 to the 41. They'll need a short 4, a long 3 on 3rd down. I believe Highsmith made another tackle. He's been a prominent factor here in the second half. He originally signed with the University of Miami in 03, where his cousin Alonzo Highsmith started, but he did not enroll with the University of Miami. On 3rd down, Keller's pass incomplete. Looking for Derek Hagan. Ronnie Prude had the coverage. They've had a one-on-one battle much of the night. That one won by Prude.
Now, Ronnie Prude did a good job here. We talked about him earlier. Got spun around on some corner routes, but Derek Hagan, he was right on top of Derek Hagan and made a good play to turn this ball back over to his offense. Dangerous right here, Sean.
Yep.
Skylar Green.
One of the best in the country 2 years ago when he was healthy, the best. You mentioned Arizona State, one of the worst punt teams. They're going to block the punt. Mcdonald didn't get it off, and Stelz runs it back for a touchdown. They block a field goal for a touchdown, now a punt for a touchdown, and LSU has the lead.
When you
Stelz, a safety sophomore from New Orleans, picked up the punt. Looked like Jacob Hester blocked the punt from our vantage point. Now Colt David to give them a 4-point advantage. The first lead of the night for LSU. And you can see after the blocked field goal for the touchdown, Mike, the demeanor change on both sidelines. Renewed enthusiasm on the LSU side. It was Hester who got to Mcdonald, the punter, and Stelz running it in, and they were in their shield punt, that new wrinkle that we've seen teams go to in the last year or two with the 3 protectors in front of Mcdonald. They still couldn't block. Two special teams touchdowns for LSU, and they lead for the first time tonight by 4 with 13.5 to go. Arizona State had all kinds of problem with its punt team last year. They're 114th in punt coverage. At that time they couldn't block for the punter, despite using that shield protection that's come in vogue. Why do you have the punter roll out to kick it? He's got 3 big guys standing right in front of him. Why do you make all of them move and risk opening up gaps in the protection?
Respect again for Skylar Green. Roll him, take a little bit more time, but he did not get the football kicked enough.
That was by design. They did that in practice this week. They had the punter rolling and then punting. Keegan Herring, the ball carrier. And they're working to solve their problems for a year ago, but you wonder if by trying to solve the problem, they create other problems.
Well, rolling the kicker, the punter, like they did, just gave time for the penetration from LSU. Hester got in there. He waited too long to punt the football.
Hester didn't as much block it, really, as he did just tackle the punter. He was there when McDonald still had the ball in his hands. Keller on second down, has his man Burgraff, the H-back. And a gain out to the 47-yard line. Jesse Daniels made the tackle, but it's a 19-yard gain for Burgraff.
When you look at this game, Sean, Arizona State really had control of this football game because their offense moves, their defense was frustrating Jamarcus Russell, and the kicking game has just let LSU back in this game. But their offense, Sam Keller, still has open wide receivers against this defense.
Keller on 1st and 10 has another man open and another first down to the 42-yard line. Matt Miller with an 11-yard gain. Time for our Aflac trivia question. We'd like to know how many coaches since 1980 have won a game in both the Pac-10 and the SEC.
Good question.
You know the answer. We don't know the answer. You know, like a lot of our other broadcast teams on ESPN, they cheat and tell the announcers the answer. Know. Our group doesn't tell us, even though we're trying to cheat. If you're not cheating, you're not trying. Matt Miller, the catch. To the 36-yard line he goes, a gain of 5 more. You know, I have that presentable ESPN college football encyclopedia here. If I could lift it.
It's got all the information you need. You just need to find it.
It has so many pages.
Like the rule book.
I just wouldn't even, I don't know if there's anywhere near enough time to try to find it. On second down, that was almost intercepted. This is the ESPN College Football Encyclopedia. I mean, look at the size of this thing. It is, I don't know how many pages. Well, I suppose we could look. But it's heavy. And I think if we had enough time, we would find the answer here, because I think everything you want to know about college football is in this book.
Thanks, Johnny.
Appreciate it. Enough time.
Johnny
And it's too heavy. Get a workout in while you're gaining some knowledge. On third down, a lot of time for Keller. That's batted down by Kyle Williams. He's played as usual, outstanding game at defensive tackle. Arizona State with just under 12 minutes to go, going for it at the LSU 37-yard line. 4th and 6. Sam Keller throws into traffic, caught for a first down. Brent Miller, a backup tight end, the brother of their star tight end Zach Miller, for a 12-yard gain.
Tight end option route where he hooks up on the linebacker, number 87 right here. Hooks up wide open in the middle. Keep those chains moving for Arizona State.
They're at the 26-yard line. Keller 24 out of 38, 307 yards passing now. Throwing toward the end zone, caught, touchdown, second of the night for Jamal Lewis. So Lewis with a 26-yard touchdown reception. His second TD catch of the night and third of the season. And third touchdown pass of the night for Sam Keller. His extra point is good. And give Arizona State credit with the momentum seriously against them. They rally back, an impressive drive engineered by Keller, finished by Lewis. Sun Devils by 3 in the fourth quarter. An impressive response to adversity by Arizona State. An 8-play drive to go 80 yards. They took just 2 minutes and 8 seconds to do it, and they have the lead back. Ainsworth will kick off from the 50. After the penalty assessed against LSU, we can move this completely out of the stadium. On the 21st and 10. Justin Vincent with all kinds of running room around the left side. Finally banged out of bounds at the 39, a 19-yard gain for Vincent. Mike Davis made the tackle.
Sean, you remember what Bill Miller, the defensive coordinator, said he told his ASU defense? He said last year at Florida, he said LSU out-toughed us in the fourth quarter. So he's warned this defense that LSU will run the football and they'll try to take it to them in the fourth quarter. A tough this game now.
After a 13-yard gain, they hand it off to Skylar Green. One man to beat. And man slowed him down just long enough for Robert James to run him down from behind at the 5-yard line. 41 yards.
I saw Skylar Green last year at the Oregon State game, the first game of the year. He was on an injured ankle. He was better than most players on one leg. But he is healthy now, and he has speed. He can break open the game.
Talk about the adversity faced. Skylar Green has had 18 people staying in his apartment in Baton Rouge. Vincent tackled. Among those staying with Skylar Green, his mother said, when my mom shows up, I don't care if I have a game, practice, whatever, my mom gets the bed.
Yeah, Skylar Green also said, you know, the best thing we can do as a football team is pray and hope everything gets better. And that's what this team has on their mind when they came into this football game.
Focus now on trying to get a go-ahead score. 2nd and goal from the 5. 8.5 to go. Arizona State leads by 3. The toss out to a dive. Touchdown! Les Miles wondering what the score is, trying to make the decision whether to go for 1 or 2. You just need the 1 here to put you ahead by 4.
Going to be a shootout here because both offenses have not, been stopped. Now LSU came right down the field in this drive after the 2 special team errors. Now their offense is back looking like they did in the first half.
They needed just 3:01 to go 80 yards in 7 plays. Cultivate the extra point. 5-yard touchdown run by Joseph Adai.
Little misdirection play, kick the ball out to Joseph Adai, and they get in a foot race.
Coach Miles excited, understandably so. Back and forth we go with Tempe. Pulsating action now here at Sun Devil Stadium. LSU answered the Arizona State 80-yard touchdown drive with one of its own, capped by Adai, and with 8:26 to go, the Tigers have the lead by 4. They're not really leaning on Jamarcus Russell right now. They're relying on the run game. Chris Jackson kicks off. Keller under duress, caught for a short gain by Brent Miller. He got 2 to the 22.
LSU has to get more pressure on Sam Keller. Can't let him sit back here, Sean, because he'll eat this secondary up.
Keller now 26 for 40 for 335 yards and 3 touchdowns. Under 8 minutes to go. Keller has a man wide open. It's Richardson for a first down, knocked out by Mario Stevenson. Here's Dave Ryan.
Well, if LSU, Sean, is going to continue to rally here, try to win this game in the fourth quarter, they'll have to do so without star wide receiver Craig Davis. He suffered a concussion in the first half, and trainers tell me definitely out for the night. Was having to take a couple of aspirin to keep the headaches in check. He's got the helmet gone and definitely will not be back in the lineup, but is providing quite a bit of leadership. He's been very vocal with teammates in his tremendous fourth quarter, Sean.
In an exciting quarter, Davis was a big factor early before he got his bell run. Davis, or rather Keller, throws through the hands of Hagan. But a loss on the play had he caught it anyway. LaRon Landry was closing quickly from the safety spot.
They tried to run a takeoff on Ronnie Prude, number 8, with Terry Richardson. He was covered. Ronnie Prude did a good job. That took Sam Keller's first read, so he tried to go backside.
Keller, of course, led them to the dramatic victory in the Sun Bowl last year against Purdue. He finds Derek Hagan there for another first down in his first career start. In that Sun Bowl, they were down by a field goal with just over a minute to go. He took him 80 yards in 4 plays to win the game and earn MVP honors. And that catch by Hagan makes him the all-time leading receiver now at Arizona State, all by himself, passing the great John Jefferson. 189 career catches for Hagan, who was not highly recruited out of Palmdale, California. 872 yards passing for Keller. The defender slipped. There is a flag down. Hagan the catch. You wonder if Hagan helped the defender go down with a shove, because right after the defender hit the deck, the flag came out.
Holding on the defense, number 30. That penalty is declined. Result of the play is a first down.
At the 17-yard line.
When you're having trouble defensively, you can't get to the quarterback with a pass rush, and you can't cover.
They identified the wrong man. It was Stevenson, number 6, who was clearly guilty of holding. Hagan did give him a little swat away to the end zone in traffic and incomplete. Looking for Jamal Lewis. He wanted a penalty against Cameron Vaughn, but Keller was lucky to get away with that throw. There was nothing there.
No, should have been interference. So I think this is definitely interference. That's definitely should have been called when Cameron Vaughn.
Yep. Had his hands on him well before the ball was there.
Interference all the way.
You wonder how they could miss that.
I don't know how.
10th play of the drive. 2nd and 10. From the 17-yard line. Keller sets up a screen to Burgess. They missed him behind the line, and he's close to a first down. Glenn Dorsey made the tackle. They had a great shot to get him right as he caught the ball, and they whiffed.
Yeah, Ronnie Prude has a chance here, number 8. But he's blocked and doesn't wrap up on Rudy Burgess. The screen has really hurt LSU. That's slowing down the rush. That is a running play for Arizona State. That controls the defensive front.
Career high in passing yardage for Keller on 3rd and short. They say Burgess is an inside runner, but a couple of times tonight when it's been short yardage and they've needed that tough yardage inside, he's been able to get it for him to the 5-yard line. 1st and goal for Arizona State.
Remember down here before, Arizona State had a hard time running the football in the end zone. They on 3rd down through a screen pass. They may try to throw here on 1st down.
College game day final coming up next. Very exciting day in college football, including this game. 1st and goal. Keller with a lot of time. Threw a bouncer into the end zone in the direction of Matt Miller. Keller walking almost all the way over to Dirk Cutter to get the next play. He did go all the way over to the coach. Up to 500 yards of offense now for Arizona State. They've done their part. The defense has done its part. The special teams, the big reason why they're behind right now. 2 block kicks, 1 back for touchdown. 1 field goal, 1 punt. Keller for the lead. Touchdown! Murray Mutz puts Arizona State back on top. Fourth touchdown pass of the night for Keller. Thrown to Mutz, a former walk-on now on scholarship. Ainsworth with a very important extra point. Give him a 3-point lead. .407 remaining. Mutz the touchdown. Sun Devils the lead.
Motion just curled in the goal line and wide open.
Well, you know that Mutz and his teammates have a lot of confidence in Keller. It was a great way for them to end last season by getting that Sun Bowl. Keller stepping in for Andrew Walter, plays a great game, leads them down the field in dramatic fashion to win the game in the final seconds. Then he officially takes over the team as Walter goes to the NFL. They had confidence in him before he even started this year as the starting quarterback. And it really helped. Dirk Cutter said we've never had a quarterback come in as a freshman who wasn't totally lost in our system, except for Sam Keller. He was comfortable almost from day one. Good coverage on special teams. Green upended from the 9. A toss to a die and a tough run. He had walloped at the end of it. And then he got 9. Jordan Hill made the tackle. Hill was one of those Arizona State players who said, yeah, we're happy it's a home game, but I was really looking forward to going to LSU, one of the great environments in all of college football at Tiger Stadium. I wanted to experience that.
Give him this choice, though. He'll take this home field.
Arizona State players we talked to so sincere, talking about how heartbroken they were for the folks of Louisiana and what they're going through, but still their task tonight to go out here and beat LSU. They have a 3-point lead with 3:20 to go. A dive tripped up by Catanese, but it looked like with the mark of the football on that yellow line, he had the first down. Well, they slid the ball back. Les Miles with the Madonna headset there.
I don't know what you're talking about there.
I don't know if that is a fashion statement or it's comfort or what that's all about, but he wears a different headset from the rest of the staff. Russell not called upon to throw much lately, but he zipped that one to early Doucette. He's finally able to hang on to a ball out at the 32-yard line for a first down.
A lot of drops tonight for LSU receivers.
Early and often.
Hurt Jamarcus Russell in his attempt to move this team down the field.
There's Russell engineered the comeback against Iowa in the fourth quarter. They were down by 12. He got them the lead. Only to see it vanish on that long pass that Iowa used to score the winning touchdown. Shocking end of Nick Saban's tenure at LSU as a defensive wizard. In that situation, they give a touchdown and a long pass in that instance. Vincent run out of bounds for a loss back to the 30. He lost 2. Walter White and Zach Catanese chased him out.
That was a great effort by Justin Vincent to get out of bounds, stop that clock.
2:26 to go.
Skylar Green can tie it up or take the lead in one shot right here.
Russell looking short for Doucette, cutting across the middle. He gets spun down to the 40, 2 yards short of the first down. Walter White, junior college transfer from Mesa College in San Diego, where he was considered one of the top JC defensive backs last year, made the tackle.
Now you have to start thinking about being at the line of scrimmage a little quicker in the 2-minute offense. Taking too much time. Might be a quarterback draw right here.
On 3rd and 2, perhaps 4-down territory with only 2 timeouts left. Russell with all day to throw has a first down. Joseph Adai to the 40-yard line. Gain of 20 on 3rd and 2. Zach Catanese knocked him out of bounds.
Well, a good throw, stayed right in the pocket. Jamarcus Russell found the open receiver.
An interesting kicking situation for LSU. In the past, they've used different field goal kickers depending on the distance. Russell throwing off his back foot, and it is incomplete. Through the hands of Skylar Green. Josh Golden had the coverage.
Off the back foot, as you said, Skylar Green trying to beat Josh Golden. Just a takeoff route. Pretty good coverage.
It's Chris Jackson warming up. Last year, he was the primary field goal kicker, particularly on the long kicks. Russell running out of time, throws it away. It'll be 3rd and 10 from the 39-yard line of Arizona State with 1:27 remaining and 2 timeouts for Les Miles.
When you wait too long on those rollout passes, it just can't get it completed. Jamarcus Russell threw the ball out of bounds to get another couple shots. He's been here before, as you said, the Iowa game. Let him down the field.
Three wide receivers, 2 to the right and 1 to the left. Sun Devils with pressure, and the throw is high. Intended for Skylar Green. Maurice London had the coverage, and Will Kofe with great pressure right in the face of Jamarcus Russell.
Jamarcus Russell got pressure, good coverage. He's better on the roll.
The Tigers are 2 for 2 on 4th down tonight. This is a home game for them in name only. The crowd roaring, trying to help this Sun Devil defense. Russell, they did not blitz him. He throws toward the end zone. It is caught! Touchdown! Early Doucette, who couldn't catch a pass early in the game, makes a huge catch late to give them the lead.
Jamarcus Russell rolled to the right, no pressure, was able to come back and find early Doucette, who crossed the field.
Tell you what, that was very close, Mike, to not being a catch. Looked like the ball was twisting around and slid out when he hit the ground. I guess they'll say he had possession, and then the ball bounced out after he hit the ground, but that was close. He dropped the field, and he very nearly had this one slip out of his hands. And they didn't blitz him, Mike, and
no pressure.
Russell had plenty of time. Doucette ran away from 2 defenders.
Wow. I think that ball popped out.
Yeah, and does he ever have possession? It looks like the ball is sliding around. Well, I guess he gets both hands around it there, but almost looked for a second like it was about to slide down his leg again.
Here's the good news for LSU. They scored, took the lead, but there's still 1:13 on the clock for Sam Keller.
Marcus Russell with the touchdown pass to Doucette. Wow. And when you try to run that one out 1 yard deep in the end zone, maybe 2 at the most.
LSU is a very solid football team. Arizona State.
Keller down the middle, deflected and caught. Caught by Mutz. Off the ricochet from an LSU defender, and a big gain. They get 28 yards to the 48. Chevis Jackson got his hand on the ball.
Had a chance at it. Arizona State has all 3 timeouts left.
Have to score a touchdown. 52 yards away from that. Down the seam again, and a catch in traffic again. It's ruled a catch for Jamal Lewis to the 27-yard line. 2 plays, and they've gone from their own 20 to the 27 of LSU. Another ball zipped beautifully into the traffic by Keller.
And it just, LSU can't get any pressure, and they can't cover.
25-yard gain. Keller hit as he throws, and it's incomplete.
They brought pressure there. They got to Sam Keller. Ali Highsmith got to the quarterback. Have to bring a linebacker. They brought Ali Highsmith to get some pressure. Remember, it's hot out here. It's the 4th quarter. You have this first game. Defensive linemen are winded.
Down by 4, the Sun Devils. Keller throws over the head of his intended receiver, Derek Hagan. That wasn't what they had in mind after a timeout to talk about the play. Hagan pointing to himself. He might have broken off the pattern when he shouldn't have. Keller now 35 for 54, 461 yards, 4 touchdowns.
LSU brought linebacker the last play. Cameron Vaughn put a little pressure on Sam Keller.
On 3rd and 10. Keller throwing for Hagan, incomplete. Double coverage there. LaRon Landry with help from Jonathan Zenon, a backup cornerback, sophomore from Breaux Bridge, Louisiana. LSU one stop away from a dramatic victory in its season opener. Keller throws behind the receiver, Richardson, incomplete. And the Tigers take over on downs. And they're going crazy in Baton Rouge. Obviously, there's been little reason to celebrate anything in the state of Louisiana in the last couple of weeks. But tonight, the celebration will last long into the night as they toast Les Miles in his first victory as Tiger coach, barring a disaster here in the last 30 seconds.
John, this was a gutty win because you have to go on the road and play a very good Arizona State football team that's won 8 straight home games here, and all the emotions that LSU has had.
And as Coach Miles said, when you go through everything they've gone through, you learn how important football is, where it is relative to everything else. But with an eye toward this football season and the many great things they could accomplish, this is a huge win to have to come out here and beat a very good football team, to do it the way they did. It could be a springboard to a great season. Dirk Cutter offers his congratulations to Les Miles, a winner in his first game as head coach at LSU, and he's with Dave Ryan.
Sean, thank you. Coach Miles, what does this victory mean for the entire Gulf region so ravaged by Hurricane Katrina?
Well, certainly our team wanted to be remembered by their effort, and certainly this game will be dedicated to that Gulf region.
How would you describe your team's ability to stay in this game through the shootout?
Well, they had great intensity. If you looked at some of the special teams plays, those are guys who said, I got to make a play. And, you know, we scrambled in 2 big plays, throwing the ball down the field. Early Doucette makes a great play in the end zone. Those are guys that are saying, I just want this state to remember this play. So I really feel like they gave this gift back to the people of Louisiana.
Les, what went through your mind when Jamarcus was scrambling there on 4th down and he found Early Doucette?
It's a great play. It's a great play, but Jamarcus, great play by Early. I mean, he just uncorked it and let it go.
Congratulations.
Thank you very much.
Sean?
All right, Dave, thank you. Once again, the final score tonight, LSU 35, Arizona State 31. This has been a presentation of ESPN, the worldwide leader in sports. And for more on this game, we'll be on ESPN News shortly to wrap things up. Up next on ESPN Sports Center with all the day's news and highlights. Now for Mike Gottfried and Dave Ryan, Sean McDonough saying, thanks for watching. So long, everyone.